Okay, boys and girls, let's talk about a new sculpture project, and this is called the Yarn Bowl Sculpture. Basically, what you're going to be creating is a bowl that is made out of yarn and paper mache glue. We're going to use these plastic bowls to help us mold the yarn and the paper mache around the bowl, and when this dries and we take this off, it's just going to be a bowl like this, but it's just going to be made out of yarn. So this is a type of sculpture called functional sculpture. It means it's not just a pretty thing to look at, it actually has a function. We can actually use this type of sculpture because it is a bowl. We can put things inside of it. You can use it in your room or in your house. So this is a functional type of sculpture. Now what you need to do to start is you need to take one of these plastic bowls, and on the shopping cart you'll find a roll of saran wrap. You need to cut off a piece that's big enough to cover your bowl, so pretty much on all the sides all the way around here. And I'm just gonna wrap it around my bowl so that I've covered my bowl. This will help us so that when we take the yarn off, it doesn't stick to the plastic bowl. Okay, so I've covered this with saran wrap all the way, and then I'm gonna take some yarn pieces. So in the yarn bucket by the shopping cart, you will find lots of different colors of yarn. So you're just gonna start with a couple colors at your spot, and use your scissors to cut off one piece to start, whatever color you want. So kind of a longer piece like this, cut it off with your scissors. Now I'm going to take this yarn piece and I'm going to actually just dip it into the paper mache that is at my table. So I'm just going to dip this right in here, get it kind of nice and goopy, kind of swish it around here so that it covers the whole piece of yarn. So now I'm going to take this yarn piece after I've kind of covered it with the paper mache. Oh, hopefully I don't get a knot in it. Sometimes that happens and we can just kind of smooth that out. That's fine. So I'm going to take this piece of yarn now and I'm going to start to wrap it around my bowl. So around the sides of the bowl, all the way around, and just press that sticky yarn into the bowl, just like that. Okay? So now I need a new piece of yarn. I'm going to take a new color, or even the same color is fine. And I'm going to cut a big piece off again from my yarn. And I'm going to do the same thing. Dip this yarn into the paper mache glue and wrap it around the bowl. So you can kind of see where we're going with this. We're just wrapping the gluey yarn around the bowl, and we're really layering the yarn around the bowl to cover up the bowl. So as I wrap this around more and more, I'm wrapping it around the bowl, covering the sides. Now I'll keep working on wrapping it around the bowl and covering the bottom of the bowl. So if I get a new piece here, I can take this piece and I can start now to kind of overlap the top of the bowl here, back and forth. So I'm going one side to the next, one side to the next, and I'm just overlapping my yarn. There's no right or wrong way to do this. You're really just pressing your yarn into the bowl and smoothing it out. So that's how you start. Now here is my bowl that I've spent a little bit of time on. I really overlapped a lot of yarn and I kept smoothing it out to cover all the sides and the bottom. So this took a lot of yarn. It took me a while. This might take you 2 class periods to do. But after you feel like you really covered the sides and the top and you can't really see very much of the yellow bowl through it, just take your brush then and kind of smooth it out a little bit more so that there's no yarn pieces hanging off, so that it dries nice and smooth when the paper mache dries. And after I've kind of covered it a little bit and I've smoothed everything out, then I can put this away to dry. I'll show you later what the bowl looks like when it's all dry and we take it off. It should look just like this bowl, but it's made out of the yarn. Okay? So work on this if you are finished with your animal today.